Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Dave, the Director of Outreach and Education for the Pennsylvania Society for Biomedical Research, or PSBR, and I'd like to talk to you today a little bit more about careers in the field of biomedical science. Firstly, we need to understand STEM, or Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. STEM is important to learn about and feel comfortable with because it fosters creativity, ingenuity, and problem solving. From using math at the grocery store to figure out percent savings, to repairing your car at home or in the mechanic shop, to taking Tylenol for that sudden headache, STEM is everywhere. By learning in a STEM-rich environment, you develop and hone your skills for processing information, as well as for collecting and evaluating evidence to make your own decisions. Today, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the Fox Chase Cancer Center to learn a little bit more about cancer, as well as professional opportunities in biomedical research and laboratory animal science. So what is cancer? Cancer is defined as a tumorous growth from the uncontrolled division and spread of abnormal cells around the body. It's important to note that cancer isn't just one disease, but rather there are many different types of cancers formed from a variety of factors. In fact, there are over 100 different types of cancers that can appear almost anywhere throughout the human body. In 2018, an estimated 1.7 million new cases of cancer were diagnosed in the United States, while approximately 600,000 people are expected to die from cancer in 2020. However, there is some good news too. In 2018, approximately 15.5 million people survived cancer in the United States, and this number is expected to increase to over 20 million in 2026. Many of these survivor stories are a direct result of advancements made through biomedical and animal research. Now, let's talk about the Fox Chase Cancer Center. Formed in 1974 by the merger of the American Oncologic Hospital and the Institute for Cancer Research, Fox Chase has become one of the leading and premier facilities for cancer research and advanced treatments in the United States. Today, it employs approximately 2,400 people and has over 80 laboratories performing life-saving research by a staff of over 325 physicians and scientists. Through its work, Fox Chase has become a hub of groundbreaking cancer research and advanced treatments for cancer. Today, it is my pleasure to announce that PSBR is teaming up with Fox Chase to give students an inside look at how its scientists are using animals to help fight cancer. Interestingly, one of these animals, a zebrafish, can be found at your local pet store. Let's spend some time learning how these animals are helping scientists uncover and advance scientific discoveries. Today, we'll be joined by Dr. Jennifer Rhodes, Assistant Professor and Director of the Zebrafish facility at Fox Chase, as she takes us through her lab.
I'm Jennifer Rhodes. Hello. I manage the Zebrafish facility here that's used by all the investigators at Fox Chase that do zebrafish work. Zebrafish may not be the first animal model that you think of when you think of doing research for cancer. So I'm going to walk you through some of the reasons of why we use zebrafish and how we take care of these animals and this system. So these are freshwater fish. Housed in tanks, so they have plenty of space, plenty of food. They like to stay together, so we house them in groups.
Unlike the housing tanks that have continuously flowing water, sometimes we use breeding chambers. An example is shown here. This allows us to collect the eggs that are fertilized outside the mother's body. So how do these chambers work?
So the insert has holes in the bottom of it. So when the eggs are laid, they can fall through the holes, and that way the fish don't eat them. And you can see they're collecting on the bottom, those little round things. Those are eggs. So this group has just started to lay eggs. And a single group, a single pair of fish, one boy and one girl, can lay up to 200 eggs in a day. That's a ton of eggs. Not only do they lay a ton of eggs, but the embryos themselves, you can see through them. So you can see when the eyes start to develop and when the heart starts to beat. You can see when the tail starts to move. It's so cool. So for us, in studying cancer, many of the things that tell an animal to become a fish, that this type of cell to become a heart, a lot of those factors can be changed in cancer. So to understand how these things function, so that maybe we can figure out how to block them in cancer or to adjust their function in cancer, we need to understand the biology. So in this system, we can take something out of the embryo, take one factor out, and look to see what happens. How's the heart? How's the head? How are the eyes? The things that might go wrong in cancer, and figure it out in a live developing embryo. So cool.
Next, we'd like to introduce you to Cristina Erube Alvarez, a postdoctoral researcher at Fox Chase. Amazingly, Cristina is using zebrafish as a model system to study skin cancer.
Hi, my name is Cristina Uribe. I am a Mexican postdoc. I am working here at Fox Chase Cancer Center in the lab of Dr. Jonathan Cherra. We use 3 types of models. We use mice models, we use zebrafish, and we use cell lines that we take from the tumors, from the patient's tumors. So here we have some zebrafish that one of them actually has a melanoma, which is a skin cancer. So when you have a mole that is growing uncontrollably, that can become a melanoma. In this case, these fish are supposed to be all white, like the one that's not sick. And with what we inject them with the type of gene that they have, now they're gonna turn off those little, their fins are gonna turn black. And then we can study what's this melanoma.
This is not like an aquarium at home, although it is kind of. These fish, we feed them 3 times a day, which means a person has to actually physically feed them 3 times a day. Similar to fish tank at home, sometimes you'll get algae. We have to clean all the tanks to make sure that we can see the fish, because if a fish gets sick, it doesn't raise a fin and say, hey, I'm not feeling so hot. You just have to look at the fish and see, is he not eating so well? Is he not swimming so well? Does he look okay? If they don't look okay, we take them out and put them in the hospital and give them a chance to recover.
They have these huge filters because the fish, so all the system is connected. That's also why you cannot have one sick fish. If there's a sick fish, we take it out, because if he's sick, he's going to be contaminating the water. And if you can see here, all of this is connected. So this tube is going to expel water through here. So you just open it and close it. And then I'm just gonna move this tank a little bit inside. Okay. So actually you can see there. So this thing is going to be filling the tank with water. And once there's a lot of water, it's going to go through this part in the back and directly into this like slide of water. So this slide is going to go right down here, and this one's going to go down to these tanks. Okay, so from these tanks, water goes over to this side where it's going to get filtered. We have these really huge filters, and then the water is going to go pump back into the system all the way up here, and then through that part and back to the all of these little systems.
Let's hear from Alicia Schubert, a lab animal technician at Fox Chase. In this role, Alicia cares for the everyday needs of the lab animals as they are working with scientists to uncover the complexities of cancer.
Hi, my name is Alicia Schubert. I've been working here at Fox Chase in the animal colony for 19 years. How I started was, wow, when I was a little kid, I grew up with a lot of animals, a lot of different, my parents were big animal lovers. So I've basically been around animals all my life. I love mainly exotic animals too. We take care of the animals, like their husbandry needs, like clean cages, make sure they have food and water, make sure they're happy, record anybody that's sick and let the vet techs know.
Okay. And
researchers know. And the one thing I can honestly say to any child, who's interested in animals, that, especially research, don't be afraid of any stories that you may hear, because I came from both sides of the fence. I found that animals are treated better at a research facility than at a vet.
Finally, we'd also like to introduce you to Kristen Dillard, a compliance officer at the Cancer Center. A compliance officer? What is that? Well, I'll let Kristen tell you more about it. But to put it briefly, she has a very important job. Kristen ensures that all scientists working at the Cancer Center follow all of the rules as they work with research animals in the lab.
Okay, so I'm Kristen Dillard. I am the compliance coordinator here at Fox Chase. So a background about me is that when I was younger, my journey was to be a veterinarian. I used to house stray pets, turtles, dogs, cats, the whole nine. I have a huge love for animals, so I hope that people understand that there is more to animal science and research than just what you see on TV or what's being portrayed, and we actually do care about the animals, and our end result is actually to help, mankind with medicines and drugs to help people who are sick with different ailments and create a cure for various diseases that are out there now. I actually now do behind the scenes, so the research part of it has to go through a lot of regulations or rules before we can actually perform these things. So we have to stay within guidelines and rules. Everything has rules. And so my job is to make sure that we abide by those rules to allow researchers to be able to do research with the animals. So everything is conducted in a humane way, most humane way possible. We care for them to make sure that we're following all kinds of regulations that the government holds us to a standard. So it's kind of like your parents give you rules, you have to follow the rules in your house. I just kind of help the show run behind the scenes. So I'm more of like the camera person that's holding the camera. So you don't see me, but I'm active in all parts of animal research here at Fox Chase. Ask questions, reach out to people, talk to people, let them know what you want to do, because they have people that may know people. And always just follow what makes you happy, because if you're going to do work, at least do work that you like to do. Don't be forced to just stay at a job just because it's a job. And I think that there's so many options out there for you. Don't ever get discouraged if one door closes, because you'll be surprised that door closed for a reason and something else opened up better that leads you down the path that you didn't think existed. So please stay motivated, please.
So a lot of the research at Fox Chase goes into understanding the biology of cancer and just the normal biology in an animal as it relates to people. So this is really important to tell the story of our findings to other scientists so that people can continue to increase our knowledge and continue to increase the possibilities for our patients and the options for our patients.
Thank you all for joining us today as we explored how zebrafish are helping doctors and scientists uncover the mysteries of cancer. I would like to give a huge shout out to Fox Chase for not only allowing us to film on location, but for highlighting their staff, their facilities, and their research. PSBR's goal is to provide you, the next generation of science scholars, insight into professional opportunities within this field. We hope that this video has helped you learn about the wonderful and important work that scientists are doing, as well as the valuable role that animals are playing in biomedical science to help bring life-saving treatments into this world. For more information about PSBR, our mission, and the programs we offer, head over to our website, www.psbr.org.